kitchen today. Everybody's favorite room, I am absolutely convinced, is the kitchen. Welcome, we're going to be doing a special Valentine's Day program today. The day in the year that we really acknowledge lovers, and when you're my age, it kind of makes you go back and think of those boys you had a crush on, you know, when you were real young, and kind of take you through your life. And also the memories. You know, when I was a kid, we could take a Valentine to everybody in the class. I think I read where they stopped that because somebody got offended or something. But no matter what, Valentine's Day is a good day to make some memories, and doesn't take much at all. And so we've got some special things that we want you to watch today that you might want to do to make some of those memories, and some of them even you can keep all the time. And then you'll have that, you know, hands-on thing you can look back at. Hey, I'm going to bring Stephanie on. Come on, Stephanie.
Hello.
We're going to make chocolate bark today.
Yes.
And you're going to do a craft, or darling craft, that you can keep forever and ever, something you can do with your kids. And we're going to make hearts out of puff pastry.
Yep, they're called spiced pastry bites.
Now, we have a little history here. Do you want to confess to the people?
Okay, so I got these puff pastries. I read this recipe probably a half a dozen times, and I'm not even kidding. And I swear it said, take a puff pastry, put the stuff on, and then put another puff pastry on it and flip. Six times I read this. So I did that, and then Arthelene calls me. She's like, can you come downstairs and look at this? And I'm like, oh, no. So I come downstairs, and these ginormous puff kind of heart
do
shapes.
puff.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, something is not right. And let me read it again. And of course, I read it again, and I was doing it incorrectly. 6 times I read it. And so this I'm going to show you the correct way.
This has made me so happy, because I'm the one that always messes up. Really, this girl, I'm serious. She's really sharp, and she can read something and
evidently not sharp enough.
But not today.
This is the easiest recipe we've pretty much ever done, and I
haven't worked with puff pastry a lot, but I love it.
Oh, it's so good. And that's why we don't work with it, because I can't not eat it. Okay, so
get it in your freezer.
Get it in your freezer, and this is only a half of the sheet because of what happened.
Because we'll explain.
Yes, because of what happened. So this is just a half, but you would have a whole one. So you just have some egg here that is beaten up, the whole egg, and we're just going to spread.
Before I called her, I got a little clue when it said it's supposed to make 10.
Yeah, and I made 4. No.
She made 4 fat ones.
I made 4 big fat ones. Yep. So we're just going to coat this, and then in here we have sugar, we have cinnamon, and allspice.
And you talk about memories. My best memories, I think I've mentioned this on the show before, is when my mom baked a pie and there was leftover crust.
Yes.
And she would put a little bit of sugar and cinnamon on it and bake it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
We just prayed there would be some dough left over.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it on like that.
Yep, just sprinkle sugar. And you could put nutmeg in here. You could put all kinds of stuff in here. But the recipe calls for sugar, cinnamon, and allspice. So we're just going to sprinkle this on. And then I'm going to flip it over. You're supposed to put another piece of parchment paper on top, but watch, look. Bam. There. Flip it over. That's the easy way. Just follow the directions. I mean, seriously. Half a dozen times I read them. It was crazy.
Okay, I got to spray the pan.
You know, one of my favorite baking memories is that day I came home from work, and there's 2 loaves of freshly baked banana bread there, and I was like, and Alexis had just, I said, did you make those? She said, yeah. I said, from scratch? She said, yeah. She said, I just broke out your recipe and whipped it together. And that day, I was like, thank you, Lord. She likes it.
What did you say? I must have done something
right, yes. Yeah. Yep, she just whipped it up.
How old is she now?
She'll be 20 this year.
Oh, no way.
I know.
She was on our show, what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, she was in kindergarten when I first started working here.
Oh, my
and now she's in college. Okay, so I'm just spreading this around. And again, this is a half a sheet. I'm going to make 5 out of this. You're going to want to make 10 out of a whole one. I'm using a serrated knife because it's because this is really, you know, the dough.
And We're going to make hearts out of these, but if you just twist them or whatever, they're really a pretty thing to put on your table, I think. And for dinner, why couldn't you put garlic salt?
You could. Okay, so then you just take it, you twist it. Twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. You stretch it a little bit.
Make a heart.
Make the ends meet. Put a little divot there, and you make a heart.
For Valentine's.
Now, do you want to show my...
Now, this is the first one she made.
Okay, look, it's still a heart. It's just a really big,
that's when I called her.
Big heart.
I think something's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we'll show the correct one. And
yes.
These do look like the pictures.
Yes.
They really do.
Yeah.
And
so you just twist, twist, twist.
Everybody out there knows that baked dough with sugar and cinnamon on it is good.
Wrong.
They know that. And so that's, you can have the recipe because we give them away free, but
yes.
all you need is the
puff pastry,
egg, sugar and cinnamon.
And allspice.
And allspice.
And spray the pan. Don't forget to spray the pan.
There it is.
Yep.
Now,
what's next?
Well, what's next is when Tiffany came in here and made the cutest thing that you could really put on your kid's door.
Yes.
So cute. In fact, there's one on mine right now. I just love
mine
it.
too.
Yep, yep.
But we're giving them the information for the recipe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, if you haven't met Tiffany, she's darling. We're glad to have her on the show. So take a look.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, just write to the address on your screen, or you can email your request to arthelene@rippy.org.
If you are in Pinellas, Hillsborough, Pasco, I'm telling you, it's worth the drive. You need to sign up for the emails. You need to get in on a workshop. I'm having one this Saturday, and I'm beyond ridiculously excited. I get an adrenaline rush when I'm doing it. Like, who needs drugs, right? I have nook and cranny. So
That's right. That's right.
I leave there, and I'm like, it's ridiculous. My heart is palpitating, and I'm shaking, and I get home, and I can't wait to show my husband what I've made because it's so professional looking.
And that's the best part of it. It's so empowering because women are making things that they never thought they could. And there's men that come too, but mostly women.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've done there's something called painting with a twist where you go and you paint, and it looks like my grandson did it. You know, he's 10.
Right.
You know, it's not something I want to display in my house. But I bring these home, and I'm so proud of them. So
that makes me so happy.
What are we making today?
Well, today we're making something that's new. These are our mini palette signs, and we have a Valentine's theme this month. And actually, my brother and my 16-year-old cousin, my 12-year-old brother, make the little signs and then put the kits together, and then we sell the kits. So this is our Valentine kit. It's super easy, perfect to do at home, great for kids. You're going to actually get an unfinished mini palette sign here, and then we have all of the supplies: paint, stencil, brushes, twine, everything for you to make a project at home and hang it on your wall.
So this is something you can order. You can come by, you can grab it, you can take it home, and you can do it at home. If you don't want to go to a workshop, but I don't know why you wouldn't. Or you have small kids and you want to do it, you can come by and you can get these.
It's kind of become a kid project at home.
Yeah.
Everybody looks forward to it every month. So, well, today we're gonna work with our wood stain, which is super popular in the workshops.
Which I'm using Saturday.
This is what you're gonna use Saturday. Yes, we have 5 different shades, but we're gonna use a dark brown today.
Okay.
And the wood stain is water-based. It's great to work with in our workshop because it's non-flammable, so we don't like anything that could catch fire.
Okay.
But basically, you're just gonna brush it on, and then you're gonna rub it off with a paper towel.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and start that.
Wow, that
show
looks
everybody
like
how
black.
easy it does. It shows up super dark, but you'll notice that after you brush it and then when you rub it with a paper towel, it really exposes the grains of the wood.
Oh my gosh, that's so fabulous.
Right.
Look at that.
So you would paint the whole thing that.
And this comes with it?
This comes with this kit, and
Stop
every
it.
month we do a different project. So the supplies will be different, but
Right,
the
but
wood
this
stain is my
project.
favorite, and
Yes.
and it's in this one.
I love it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you would stain the wood.
Stain the wood,
You're
and
gonna
then you
wipe
just
it.
want to let it dry for about 5 minutes. We use blow dryers, but people at home can just let it sit and dry. So you'll wipe it, and you can show them that this really exposes
gosh,
the grains
look
of
at
the wood
that.
when you wipe the stain off like that.
I mean, that is beautiful.
Yeah. So
That
then
is
once it's
so
all dry, we have this beautiful piece of stained wood here. And then now we're ready to apply our stencil. And you're a pro at these now.
Well,
We make these, but anybody can go to any kind of craft store and buy reusable stencils. These ones are not reusable. It's more like a sticker.
right.
And we just peel the backing off, and then I'll let you put it on there and apply it. And like I said, we make these, so we have all different designs and things like that. But craft stores have just as great stencils too.
Yes. Poor Tiffany has gotten.
So this is the top here.
Oh,
so
that's
we
the
can-
top. Yes.
yeah, there we
Okay.
go.
Gotten texts from me because I keep having more people who want to do my workshop, and I feel awful. But I don't want to say no to anyone because it's so much fun.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I like to use a credit card that happens to be a gift card.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you don't break it, but
Yeah.
scrape the stencil down so it's it's stuck on the wood. And then once you've scraped it, we'll peel off the clear to expose the stencil.
so much.
And we just want to make
Fun.
sure that the stencil sticks to the wood. And
I
now
mean,
we get to
seriously,
paint
what
it.
you go home with it's ridiculous.
I like it because there'll
oh,
be
it's
times when
crooked.
people
Sorry.
will send me pictures
Yes.
within an hour of coming from a workshop, and
Yeah.
they have it already
Well,
in their
I
house.
did that. Remember?
Yes, yes. I had somebody this weekend that made the porch sign and had it on her porch already.
Yep.
So for
Because you're
this,
so proud.
yes, and that's all what it's all about. For this one, we did white and red.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to use some white paint here, and we've got just a foam brush.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you just want to dab it all over.
You just make sure the
And I'll do it
stencil's
with
down
you.
really good.
Yeah. And then for our heart, we're going to do red.
And glitter.
And we have glitter
Hello,
glue. Yes,
glitter.
this is everybody loves our glitter glue that comes to our workshops.
Can you do the glitter glue in any of the colors, or
We
Are
we have about 15 different glitter colors. You just need to make sure you have glitter. So basically, any glitter that you have, we have a secret recipe
oh, okay.
that we make, and we make it up. Actually, for this kit, we made it up.
Okay, so then you would do this.
Yep. So then we do this, and for the glitter glue, we actually put the glitter glue right on top of the red paint.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do that while
You
you're
do that
finishing
while
up
I'm
the
still
white.
dabbing. Yes.
And it's going to look white because of the glue, but when it dries, it's going to look exactly like our.
See, just like
Display.
this, I'm starting to like.
Getting excited, aren't you?
Yes. It's ridiculous.
And you'll have the
Because
workshop
it's
all
so
to
much
yourself
fun.
on
I
Saturday,
know. That's what
too.
I'm so excited about. I have 10 more friends coming.
Are you bringing food?
And food. Oh, yes. I'm bringing snacks because it's lunchtime. I don't want anyone to be hangry while they're
No,
there.
that's not good. We don't
That's
like
hungry and
anybody
angry. Okay, so then.
So then once you get all the white on there,
Oh. This is like rush crafting.
yeah.
You know,
we
at
usually
home.
have like 2.5 hours. So
Yes,
there's no rush.
which is
Take your
great.
time. No
And I'm excited
stress.
if somebody has a workshop. I'm bringing friends who don't know each other.
Right. Oh,
so
that's
then
good. So it's
everyone's
good.
going to be
Yeah.
meeting.
Fellowship going on.
It's going to be a lot better than this, okay? What I've done here because I've kind of
So
I've
then
been hurried.
once we paint it, we just peel off the stencil. We get it all off, and we can pick that off.
Okay,
We have little tools there, but this is what it'll look like.
got it. Seriously.
And then once it dries,
And then there's the final product.
this is what it looks like.
And it has and you have
Oh,
burlap.
And we have twine attached so that you can hang it right on
Twine.
your wall.
And this one's stapled and
That one's
one is
stapled.
screwed.
This one was screwed, yeah. But we'll
Okay.
usually use stapling just
Okay.
because it's easier and it doesn't damage.
Oh my
the wall.
gosh, I absolutely love it. Isn't it fabulous? I can't even stand how fabulous. Thank you for coming again.
Thank
I'm
you for
so
having me.
excited. We'll have her information up. Please check it out. It's fabulous. Go to her Facebook page, sign up for her emails. You want to, promise. Okay?
It's a good time.
We'll see you next time.
All right, I love those kind of crafts. It's fun to watch. It's fun to do, as a matter of fact. Now, Stephanie and I are going to give you a good idea for gifts. I've thought through the years I would much rather have a food gift, than maybe a scarf that I would never ever wear. And so we're going to show you how to make chocolate bark. And if you look in your store at Christmas time or Valentine's Day, you'll find it's kind of expensive. And we can show you how to make it so cheap and unbelievably easy. And so all you have to do is take the basic idea and then go crazy. You can put all kinds of things in it. Well, picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'm going to give you a picture now. Stephanie and me back in the kitchen, and we are making and illustrating how you do chocolate bark. Going to give Stephanie a little quiz. What food product do you have to have on Valentine's Day?
Chocolate.
And it's the florist and the chocolate people that really
not in my house.
Get their profit
now,
up.
mind you, not in my house.
Okay, now we have the chocolate chips got 2 cups, and about a teaspoon of shortening, and Stephanie's going to tell us why.
Yeah, it just helps with the texture and the smoothness of the chocolate chips when you melt them.
That's it.
So I have a pan. You can do parchment paper. We're doing aluminum foil because we didn't have any parchment paper. And I'm just going to spray it really good over the sink so we don't have any injuries.
Yep.
We don't need anyone falling because
It's
I
only
used
on
to say
Homekeepers you get that kind of information.
I used to say if you fell, I'm going to laugh at you, but I'll never say that again because when I fell, it hurt so bad. So I'll never say
She
that.
had
I
perhaps
won't
one
laugh
of the
at you.
worst falls
Honestly.
of the whole universe.
I will not laugh at you. So I have some pretzels in a baggie here. We're gonna, and you know, bark is expensive
Yes, it is.
in the store. So I'm just gonna break up some pretzels. We have some craisins, which are cranberry raisins. We have almonds, we have pretzels, we have nuts.
And this is also a good idea for Christmas, because I'm telling you, I love to
We don't have much time, so you need.
I love to-
Oh, that's
No,
what,
no.
we're in one. Oh, okay, sorry.
I love to
I'm like rushing here.
I love to get food gifts.
Like, oh my gosh, we only have a minute. Go. No.
She's new, she doesn't know what's going on.
Oh dear.
So
Okay.
I think you know that when you melt chocolate, you have to get it out and stir it up once in a
Yes,
while.
because you know, if you go too far, it's just going to seize up, and then it's not going to do anything for you, which we've had happen before. Okay, so pretzels. You can do anything you want, though. Really, it's fun.
That salty thing is good. Also,
So
on
good.
the chocolate, either way is fine. You can do it in a double boiler. But
Yeah, we just prefer the microwave.
yeah.
Now let me tell you, these bags. You came in the other day. You're like, you know what? We have Valentine's Day, and I just happen to have these bags because this is the kind of stuff I buy after the holidays. I think I got these for 10 cents after Valentine's Day one year. Which
you
are
are
cute
a
little-
fountain of information.
A fount.
No, I checked this chocolate bark, and a little one like this is between $5 and $6.
For the chocolate bark in the store, right.
Yeah,
And
so-
this is great gifts.
What
Great
a
gifts.
what a really nice. You
Oh,
think
you're
that's
doing
about
good.
right?
Yeah, just keep stirring so it melts a little, all melts up. Yep. You could put anything in here, seriously. Whatever your likes are.
The recipe calls for putting a little bit like that.
Like
and then
that.
I will let you put it
Okay.
on the foil.
Yes. I'll just take this.
This might be one of the easiest things we've ever done, and
Yes.
useful.
Yes.
I mean,
This would be-
you could take these to your teacher's kids and
Your teacher's kids. Or your kids'
your
teachers.
kid's teacher. Yeah. What do they call that?
Or if
Just
your teachers
lecture
have
of the-
kids, you
of
can.
the brain. Okay, while you spread that
I'm gonna
out,
spread this out.
we have one in here.
Yes, that we.
Also, they can be made in no time
Yes.
at all.
And you know what? Get your kids in the kitchen. Get your grandkids in the kitchen. It's so much fun. In fact, they're never going to forget it. Our cameraman was just telling us how when he was young, they used to make caramel popcorn balls, and he remembers
Yeah.
all of it. So that just goes to tell you
that's
that.
anything you kind of do with your hands, I think they
And with
remember.
your family. Okay, so I have it spread out here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put nuts. I'm going to put pretzels. I'm going to
Oh,
put.
and man, you can just use your imagination
Oh gosh,
any way
you
you
could
want.
put marshmallows in here. That would be fabulous.
But see, look how that comes out.
Nice, and then you just break it up.
And then you break it up. There's absolutely no rules. She
Can
said-
you? You
We might mention
break it.
it's wood. Okay.
Taste it.
Put them in your bag. And that's called
So you just put all these
chocolate
on.
bark.
I took a little, I just did a little like pushing
A
in to
little
make
tiny
sure
push, yeah.
everything's in there. So it, that's so delicious.
What's not to love?
So then you would put it in here and you'd wrap it up with a pretty bow, and how unbelievably cute. That is pretty strong chocolate.
So, if you would like this recipe, that good? I like the fact,
You can't go wrong.
I think I'd like to do one with all pretzels because that little salted, maybe a little caramel. You can, so if
many
you want the
rows.
recipe, just either write to us, email us, and we will get it right out to you. Every once in a while, I think we present something to you that is really usable, and this is one of them, usable and easy. So
And
if
delicious.
you want it, just let us know. We'll get it right out to you.
Arthelene would like you to keep the following information handy. You may contact Homekeepers by writing to Homekeepers, P.O. Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida 33758, or go to www.rippy.org. Remember, we always enjoy hearing from our viewers, and we thank you for your support.
Well, lots of songs about love. Love makes the world go round. And I think sometimes of the one from South Pacific, hello, young lovers, whoever you are, I hope your problems are few. So I can talk about young lovers now because I'm an older person. So I have the memories.
I see. I see. Well, you know, Arthelene, we always talk about how I met my husband in a bar. I was not saved. It was 25 years ago next month. So I want to ask you how you met your husband.
Well, it's pretty boring next to your story. Okay, my dad was a pastor, and one year, I was a teenager, he preached a revival in between Christmas and New Year's in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And my husband, we were 14 and 15 then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and his mom and dad were the kind that would have the speakers over. They were real great with hospitality. And so Don was actually shorter than I was. He didn't get his growth until he was, and so he sat around and looked at me, and I thought, oh, you child. Oh. And then I forgot about him completely. And we both ended up in Bible college. And so he introduced himself, and he was
Did you remember him?
tall in hands. I did sort of when he brought it back.
Yeah.
And so he was taller and very handsome at that point. And then we went in the ministry. I mean, it's interesting, church, bar.
Isn't that something?
But you know what I've always said about that? We both need a Savior.
Yes.
If you're growing up in church or if you're not. So,
Yeah.
that's the way it was.
Yeah. And I love to ask people one question, if I may. What makes marriage work? I always ask people who have, were married a long time, what do you think makes marriage work?
Well, I think the ideal is when both husband and wife adhere to the role that God designed.
Yes.
And that is the way it works. And your testimony was that it was not going so well.
Yes.
And your husband said, I know where we need to go.
Exactly. And whenever I meet young people who are getting ready to get married, I always tell them two things. Marriage is 100-100. It's not 50-50 like people say, because you're not going to give 50% to something that you want to last. And number two, that love is a verb. It's not a noun. It's an action. It's not something you say. It's something you do.
And I think people have become increasingly selfish.
Very.
That she gets really mad if he doesn't pick something up, and he gets irritated at something. And, some things aren't worth it.
Well, it's made me really sad that the roles have kind of changed and women have become so dominating and so domineering, and they're the head of the house and they're running, and that's not how it's meant to be. That's not how it's supposed to be. The man is supposed to be the head of the home.
And I think she has to cooperate with that.
Exactly.
I will never forget, I've mentioned this a couple times, but Herman Bailey told me that every night he would go to bed and the last thing he would say, Lord, show me how I can love Sharon as Christ loves the church. Don't you wish every man would pray that?
Yes.
And he is one good husband.
Yes,
He
is.
really
He's
watches
great.
out for her. And then Dr. Phil, and I've mentioned this before, he said every morning he thinks, what can I do to make Robin's life better? But that could be on the other foot too.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
I'm not married. I mean, my husband died in 1977. But do you pray those kind of things that, you know, how can I be a better wife? And
I think, I don't know if I actually pray them, but I'm constantly thinking about what can I do to make Dave's, because he works hard, you know, and he has back pain and he's hurting. So I'm always trying to think, what can I do to make his life a little easier to where he doesn't, you know, if he comes, I like for him to come home to a home-cooked meal, a quiet home. He doesn't come home to chaos. I try to make sure it's quiet. He has a home-cooked meal and he can have some peace when he comes home. So it's not, I don't know if I actually pray. I should probably pray more of those prayers, but I am constantly thinking about
if you do them.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have time to tell about my first big crush. I was 16. His name was Vernon. And
Vernon?
Vernon. And I had a problem. He didn't like me. And finally one day he came and said, you know, can I take you home? And oh my gosh, heaven came down and glory filled my soul. I loved everybody. I loved the world. The world was brighter. I loved my siblings, which didn't happen real often and all, but that's...
How old were you?
16.
Oh.
16. His name was Vernon. And, you know, after a few times with Vernon,
You realized?
wasn't that great a thing,
Yeah.
but that was the first one.
Yeah.
And he sent me into deep despair when I thought he didn't like me.
No.
I'm sure everybody out there could absolutely, you know,
Understand.
just relate to that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hope you've enjoyed the things we've fixed and that you'll do something really great for Valentine's Day. Now, you stay with me because I got something really special to say to you before we say goodbye. The following is a poem written by Mrs. Billy Graham when she was a very young girl. This is a great example for all you ladies who are waiting for your knight in shining armor. Please know, girls, the best thing you can do is pray while you wait. This is what she wrote. Dear God, I prayed, all unafraid, as we're inclined to do. I do not need a handsome man, but let him be like you. I do not need one big and strong, nor yet so very tall, but let his head be high, dear God, and let his eye be clear, his shoulders straight, whate'er his state, whate'er this earthly sphere. Let his face have character, a ruggedness of soul, and let his whole life show, dear God, a singleness of goal. Then when he comes, as he will come, with quiet eyes aglow, I'll understand that he's the man I prayed for long ago. Obviously, God answered that prayer. God bless you, and happy Valentine's Day.